Hi everyone, it's Bobby. I am ready to start the first signature for the journal. I have my cover put together. It's just the craft plain so far, and I've added my piece on the inside. That's all I've done to it so far. I gave you the measurements of this on when I did the walkthrough of the paper collection. They are 7 by 9 with 1.5" spine. So if you want to go ahead and wrap your cover and set it aside, that'd be great. So I have cut some of the papers down. I cut all of my papers, the ones I decided I wanted to use, at 8.5 by 12. And when you fold each one in half, then we're going to layer them together. Now you can choose any papers that you want. I've got a piece of tissue or tracing paper here that I just spritzed with some stuff I had in my stash. It's Heidi Swap, I think. I've had it forever and ever. And I just spritzed it. Let me see, I can tell you the name of the color if you happen to have it. But if you don't, be sure you check out Tammy's store before you go buy something, because she has tons of stuff. This one is called Mint Green, and then I went over it with this sparkly, it's just called Color Shine. It looks purple, but it doesn't come out purple. And then I have a peach one that I did on another piece. It's called Coral. I've had these for years and years, and they just last forever. So this is just tracing paper, and I cut it down to, I didn't want everything to be the same height. I cut this one at 7.5. And then I chose this paper from the collection that has the little houses. They kind of remind me of churches with the flowers, and on the back side is the wood grain. Then I just have a piece of printed lined paper for journaling, and I'm going to square these up in a little bit. Then I put the green plaid, and on the back it has this floral. And then I have another piece of the tracing paper, and this is just an old piece of Authentique that I had in my stash. And this is another one from the collection. And then a piece of plain typing paper, just printer paper. A piece of coffee dyed tracing paper. And then this is the center of the signature with the bunnies on it. And it's yellow on the opposite side. And we'll poke our holes here in just a second. And then you have the back side of each one of those papers. So that gives us, you have 2 places to decorate on each one. So you've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 surfaces in each one. But you can see how thin they are. They're still very thin. So we'll easily get 2 signatures in there. But I want to make sure that I've got them layered like I want them. So I want it to kind of be uniform. I'm more of a clean and simple person. I like a certain amount of grunge on certain things, but not on everything. So most of my projects are pretty clean and simple. That's just the kind of gal I am. So I'm just trying to straighten them up so they look like they're in line decently. Not all askew. They don't have to be perfect. And if you want yours offset, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. There's that. And there's this one. Okay. Let me get some binder clips. If I can find them. I'm not really sure where I put them. I'll use these little pink ones. They'll probably hold it in place. I hope. Although I'm only finding 3. Here's a binder clip. one. And some little pink clips. That's all I need. Just something to hold it in place while I poke the holes in it. Now, you notice when you put these all together, the innermost pages are going to stick out a little bit farther. You can cut those if you want to. I'm not going to. That doesn't bother me. I'm going to add some lace and trims to the edges, so that's not going to be noticeable anyway. So I want to clip this one together. And I'm going to open it out and straighten this side. Going to clip this one and this one. This one looks pretty beat up. Let's see if that looks, yeah, it's together. I do not have an awl. Most people that do this have an awl. I just have a pokey tool. So I'm going to make the best of it, and I'm just going to go to kind of ballpark the center, and I'm going to poke this through as best I can. There it comes. There it went through. And then I'm going to go about an inch from the top, and I'm going to poke it through there. This is just to do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. And then an inch from the bottom. And like I said, I'm just ballparking it. I'm not measuring or anything. And make sure I don't stick myself. Okay, there's that. I hope the holes are big enough for my needle, because I just have one that I use when I'm connecting squares of crochet, and the head of the needle might be a little bit long. Now I've got white and cream cotton. Let's see which one. Do I want white or cream? That's the cream, and this is the white. I think I want the white. So you need 3 times the length of your book. So we want 1, 2, 3, plus a little extra to tie it off. I can always cut it if I have too much. Okay, let me find one that doesn't have a huge head on it. They all look pretty much the same. Although there's a metal one in there, I think might have a smaller, but it might not take the, it's got a smaller eye, but I don't think it'll take the cotton. So we're going to try it with this. Cut this off, it's frayed at the edge. Okay. So we're going to put it down through the center hole. And my needle is bigger than the pokey tool. I don't know if it'll go through or not. Maybe I need to enlarge the hole a little bit. What did I do with the pokey tool right here? I probably should have the awl to do it. See if I can enlarge the hole a little bit. There it comes. Now if I can get the eye through. Oh boy. I picked a tough one, didn't I? Let me see if I can get it through. Hold on. try to figure this out. See if I can do it without breaking my needle. I may have to go get an awl before I can do this. I think I'm going to break my plastic needle. The hole just isn't big enough for the... It isn't going to work. Can't get the head of that needle through, it's just too big. Try one more time. There. Ugh. Now getting it through the next one's going to be a real trip. Have to do the same thing each time. Stretch it a little bit. Alright, so we're going through there. And we want to leave a tail on the inside. And we're going to go from the outside at the bottom. Hope we don't have as much trouble. I'm sure we will, because it's the same stupid needle. I'll make sure I have a different needle next time. There we go. It's coming. Alright, so we're down through there. Now hang on to this one, because we're going to go right back through this hole. And we don't want that one to pull through. This is a real ordeal, isn't it? Goodness gracious, I shouldn't have so much trouble. It's my needle. I just got a needle with too big of a head on it. So pull that through. Now let me enlarge this hole, so we can come back up through. We're going to come up through here. We made it. I'll get a different needle before I do the second signature. Okay, take the needle out and just pull this up, and we're going to tie it off. This needs to loop through that one before we tie it. Okay, now I can cut that off. I'm going to leave extra string so that I can tie. Oh, I made a big hole in there. Wish I'd had a smaller needle, but I didn't. I know better next time. So there is signature number 1 put together. And it will go into our journal and we'll decorate it. But it's going to sit in there like this. And then see, we've got room for lace trims and what have you on there. Only it goes like this. I had it upside down. But I want to leave these long strings so that I can add charms or ribbons or something to it, decorative. So there's the first one. Now before I sew the next one together, I'm going to get another needle. It doesn't have such a large head on it. But I do want to show you the papers I picked out for the second signature. And a little trick that I discovered from another designer. I used the archival coffee ink that Tammy has in her store to ink all of the papers, and I just inked them lightly. But I learned from another designer, it's really hard to do the edges of these when they're real thin because they're so flimsy. So what I saw somebody do is take a scrap of chipboard, put it up underneath your thin paper, and ink it like that. It makes it so much easier. So that's just another trick you can learn from other people. So I have another piece of the tracing paper with the green and whatever that metallic splatter's called. Then this one is from the collection. Has pink on the back. Then I'm going to put lined paper for journaling. Then I have a piece of coffee dyed tissue paper or tracing paper. This is from an old collection. I think it's the one that was called Circus a long time ago, and I don't remember if it was Cartabella. I think that's who it was. It's blue on one side and red on, and I may switch this out because I'm not so sure. I really don't want the red there. So I don't know. I'm thinking about it. But the next one I have is Authentique, an old one that I had. This might be Bow Bunny, I'm not sure. It's a real old paper, I just cut a piece. And this is from the design collection. Plain typing paper or printer paper. This is definitely Authentique. An old one I've had for a long time. And I'm not sure if I want to keep that green. I might switch it out with one of the my colors. Then another piece of lined paper from the collection, the one with all the animals on it. And it's got a floral on the back, and then I want this red gingham next, but on the back side it says fall, so whatever I decide to collage on there will probably cover most of it up. And then I have the one tissue, or the tracing paper with the coral and the glimmer on it for the back. So what we need to do is fold each of these in half. The way you want them to go. And I think I am going into town tomorrow, so I will look for an awl, and that should make it easier. Well, oh, there it is. Burnish each one of these and kind of get them layered like I want them. I want to put the red gingham on the inside of my cover if I have enough, but I may have to revamp that plan too. I'm used to getting 3 sheets of each thing that Tammy has, and in this one I don't think there's 3. In the Craftology I think there's 2. I might be wrong, but I think there's 2. There's that one. So this is going to be quite a lot, and you don't have to cover every surface with something, but I do want to do a little stamping, so I'm going to go through some of my stamps and see what kind of backgrounds I got that I can use on some of the plainer papers, just to kind of give them more dimension and perk them up a little bit. And I did ink these on both sides with that coffee that I showed you. So this will be the second signature. But like I said, when I'm in town tomorrow, I'll go to Home Depot or someplace and get an awl. Then I won't have that problem. I know people say you can buy them at Amazon, but I don't want to wait on Amazon to send me one. So I'll just pick one up while I'm in town. I don't go to town very often because it's an all-day venture. And I'm pretty much a homebody. I hardly ever go anywhere. I was quite the gadabout when I was younger, but not so much anymore. This one I'm not going to fold because I'm probably not going to use it. Find something else in my stash that I can put in its place because I really don't want that red background. I didn't realize when I laid it out that it had that red. And I'm not crazy about it. And 2 more to go. I meant to get this part done yesterday, but I got started on it and then I got sidetracked. I was looking for a particular collection that I still had some of that I thought might work with this, and I was looking for that and got sidetracked and ended up going through papers that I thought, well, I don't need this anymore, I can pass this on to somebody else. I ended up making 3 or 4 boxes of stuff to sell or give away or whatever, and by the time I got done doing that, my back was hurting so bad I had to go sit down and I fell asleep. So that's why I didn't get it done yesterday. I just didn't get anything else done. So, alright, that's it for today. I am going to go to town tomorrow and see if I can't find an awl, and I'm going to look at some more laces. I have several in my stash, but you never have too many. So I will be gone most of the day tomorrow, and I will get back with you on Thursday, and we'll start adding some things to the pages, and we'll decorate the cover. Alright, thanks guys. See you soon. Bye.